teaching you the basic shape of G, C, and E minor. Specifically for Christian music, these three chords comprise most of, if not all, of the songs that you hear in church or in your respective services. Okay, so let's review a little bit of what the parts of the guitar constitute. Now, this is called a fretboard. In each fret, you can play different notes on different frets. Today's chords would be mainly on the third fret of the guitar, which is 1, 2, 3. It will be here on the third one. So, in order to play a G chord, which is simplified, it's pretty simple. You put your middle finger on the 6th string, 3rd fret, which is the E string, the bottom E string. Place it on the 3rd fret, it should make a G. Try that. Try to make it sound clear and no buzzing, so press down firmly. It will hurt at first because you don't have any calluses on your left hand, but with practice, you will develop calluses so that it won't hurt as much. So middle finger on the 3rd fret of the 6th string, which is the thick E string. And then you get your ring finger and place it on the 2nd string of the 3rd fret, which is your B string. 3rd fret should sound like this. And then finally your pinky should be on the 1st string, 3rd fret, which should sound like this. So before you start strumming with your chords, I want you to pluck your strings individually so that they don't buzz. I don't want any sounds like, or make sure to press down firmly so it'll have a clear sound. This should be your E string. And the chord should sound like this. So the 5th string, you're going to mute with your middle finger, which means that you're just going to rest on it lightly so that it doesn't make any noise. You block it, but it'll be easy, it'll be natural. So it should sound like this, the G, and then the block string, open, D, and G. Open means that you don't place any fingers, it just rings freely. So once again, G, block string, D, G, D, G. So after you ensure that your fingers are pressing firmly enough so it won't make any buzzing noises, you could try your strumming patterns. So let's try 4 down strums, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the subdivided one should be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Second chord I'll introduce is C, which is very similar to the G. Basically, all you have to do is get your middle finger that's on the 6th string and move it down 1 to the 5th string. That's it. So this is the G, right? Move your middle finger down 1, and that is C. So it would sound like this individually. Keep your D and G, keep your 3rd and 4th string open. Remember, no fingers. So C, open, open, D, G. Don't move your ring finger and pinky finger, it stays the same. So once again, G, and then C should sound like this. So let's review our strum patterns for C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. E minor is very similar as well. All you gotta do is remove your middle finger completely from the guitar, get your pointy finger and put it on the 5th string of the 2nd fret, which means that on your A string, it would be on your 2nd fret, which is B. Make sure to keep your D and G open. All 3 chords, the D and G are open, which means no strings, or no fingers on them. So it should sound like this. Or E, B, D, G, D, G. So essentially all that you're doing is you're leaving the bottom 2, which is your ring finger and your pinky finger. It stays on the 3rd fret of the 1st and 2nd string. And all you're doing is interchanging between your middle finger and your pointy finger, this is G, which is your, to review, middle finger on top, on the 6th string, and then C is move it 1 down to the 5th, and then you stay on the 5th, but you remove your middle finger and take your pointy finger, put it on the 2nd fret. So the goal is to get all the fingerings down so they don't buzz. So G, C, and E minor. And once you get the G, C, and E minor down, I want to introduce you to the last chord in the G major scale, which is D. Now D is a bit harder, it's a more complex shape, but first you get your pointy finger and put it on the second fret of the third string, which is your G string. Put it to the second fret, which would be A. Then you get your ring finger, place it on the third fret of the second string, which is your B string. Place it on the third fret, which would be this. And then finally, you get your middle finger and place it on the first string, second fret, which is, this is your first string, and second fret. So, third string, second fret, second string, third fret, and first string, second fret. So, all the other strings on top, which are the 6th, 5th, and 4th, they're open. But when you're playing D, you try not to play the 6th string, the E string. So try to mute it with your thumb. So you see how my thumb's up here? You just place it there. And then when you pluck it individually at first, it should be A, D, F sharp. Try to get the finger in position to make it sound clean, and then review the last few shapes, which is C, E, and G. So the transition from G to C to E is pretty simple, but for D it takes a lot of movement. You gotta go from here, or you gotta go from here all the way down to here. You gotta scrunch all your fingers from the top of the fretboard to the bottom. So D is generally a more difficult chord, but if you can master the G, C, and E minor, then you can move on to the D. So your homework would be to play through all 4 chords with clean fingering and transitioning between different chords. So your homework would be to be able to play this, which is C, to E, E minor, sorry, and then to D,